Guess what? Another day, probably more struggle. I know a lot of you is struggling right now. You're struggling to keep some momentum, to stay the course, to not let it go, to not fall back into the patterns of those old rutted out patterns of your life. How many of you? Are you stuck right now? Are you trying to overcome patterns that you've established throughout your life? You know, there's so many people I talk to, man. So many people out there, maybe you're one of them, that wishes this was something that you could do in an instant, overnight, fast, expeditiously. And yet, it's not even a marathon race, man. This is an endurance race. Of all endurance races, you gotta be locked in for life. I'm gonna say that again. Locked in for life. And again, we got the highs and the lows. And as you progress throughout this spiritual awakening, which is a healing journey, what are you healing? What every single one of us is carrying around on this planet. What we all really want to have healed inside of us is our emotional trauma, is our wounding, is our suffering, is the things that have happened to us that have caused us pain and have caused us to shut down, to close off. And a lot of this, I mean, everyone I talk to, it's all the origins, the root is always the childhood. It's always childhood. Every day I'm hearing a new story from a new person, and it almost sounds like a broken record because we're all carrying around things that really hurt us, harmed us. They changed who we were, and specifically it changed you from being, you know, they always say the age of innocence, and it's like, it's not that you're innocent. It's that you energetically were brought into this world open-hearted, open to the world, into life, into possibilities. And then guess what, man? Every day, every week, every month, every year, something starts to happen. Some things worse than others. And as those things happen, guess what? Our whole entire perspective on this earth and this reality starts to shift to where we no longer trust. We no longer feel safe. Why? Because in many cases, we've been violated. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically violated by another person. And usually it's a person that even in the early ages of life, you're supposed to trust. And it's sad that a lot of people use that trust and they violate us. And then we do what? We shut down. It shifts who we are and it shifts how we interact in this world. And some people get violated and you really just start mentally beating yourself up, thinking something's wrong with you, and thus you almost violate yourself even worse. In order to make whatever happens seem like it's your norm, it's what you deserve. It's what you deserve. And here's the beautiful thing about it all, you guys. The beautiful thing about this experience is that no matter what happened, here's what I'm serving up to you. Are you ready? What I'm serving up to you is that everything that happened to you happened for you. It happened for you. For what? For what, you say, right? For what? Why did I have to experience that? I hear you. It was because it was meant to plant a seed inside of you for you to ultimately transcend that pain spiritually and transmute it, that pain into your power, that hurt into the optimism and the strength and the power for you to truly awaken into becoming the greatest version of yourself. That hurts a lot of people. I was talking to somebody today at an event I went to, and the person was talking about a friend that literally had been like taken hostage, like probably sex slave type shit. And it's sad. So many of our wounds, men and women, so many of our wounding, men and women, is sexual. You know, even like the guys that are, you know, a lot of men are perceived as being sexual predators. Well, I can almost guarantee you in almost every one of those circumstances, that man that's a sexual predator, guess what? Someone was a predator to him. He, at some point of his life, usually childhood, guess what? Someone was his predator. And his way of responding to that is by basically mimicking what happened to him because of how it leaves us feeling. We feel so alone, we feel so dirty and ashamed, and yet I was talking to this person today and we were talking about how they had been to all kinds of therapies and nothing worked. Nothing was bringing about healing. Nothing was bringing about relief. Because at the end of the day, this person just wants to forget whatever happened, and you're the same way, and me too. But the thing is even when you bury it, even when you sweep it under the rug, even when you ignore it with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your strength, it doesn't go away. Because that situation has created a survival program in you at the subconscious level that is playing itself out to this day. It's still playing itself out. You may not even put it together. I was recently helping someone, and we were able to piece together how a sense of, from a man's perspective, which would otherwise seem pretty normal, being like overprotective and really like a guardian of his things, particularly, his spouse and even child, just like the things that are, just to be a real protecting type spirit, but almost to like a point of self-sabotage, like almost overbearing. And it just dawned on me through a session that something probably happened to this person early on in life where something was taken. And it was like, these patterns may not be so obvious to you, but I'm grateful that I've worked with enough people to be able to see how the situation that's really overwhelming you, frustrating you, having you feel powerless today is rooted in your early childhood. And I've never not seen these patterns, and maybe it's just a gift of mine that I'm able to see and connect how being overprotective right today resulted in a cool toy being stolen in first grade. You know what I mean? And it's like, what a revelation for somebody to go back and to realize, like, oh no, what? Is it really about that? And it's like, yes, it's really about that. In my own story, me and my mother experienced just, crazy violence. I mean, I had attempted kidnappings, violence, beat downs, guns pulled out, I mean, just stuff that is heinous from my biological father. So what story did I tell myself that it's not safe? As a little baby boy, I told myself a story that the world's not safe, unless there was one caveat. The world felt a little safer when I was in my mommy's arms. And even if she was fucking trying to, just keep it together after getting her ass beat, there was something about her holding and nurturing me and saying it's gonna be okay, as she's just fucking probably bawling and just having such a traumatic event. I could see it in her eyes, old pictures from back in the day, man. I could see the pain in her eyes. And yet, but that little tiny bit of nurturing was the only thing that made me feel safe. Now check this out. When my mom went and got remarried, she started a relationship early on, but I can remember the marriage probably around maybe 12 years old, somewhere in there. Guess what story I wrote to myself? That I have been abandoned. Because she went and, she was the center of my world, and now she was the reason for the marriage. Well, not the reason, but she had fallen in love. She had gotten pregnant. They were going to start a family, have kids, and get married. And I wrote that here I was at 12 years old, and there's this whole new family, meaning new attention. And yeah, I had some excitement, but I wrote a story subconsciously to myself that I was abandoned, that I was all by myself in this world. And in doing that, guess what? I felt like I had to grow up really, really, really fast, right? And in doing that, guess what? I attracted a lot of friends that were kind of in the same situation, really having absent-minded parents, latchkey kids, and we made a lot of bad, dumb decisions. Juvenile delinquent was definitely everything that I was, and then some. And this is when I formulated a lot of my drug habits, my alcoholism, promiscuous sexual relationships, crime, violence, you name it. It was all just in the name of saying, ain't no parents looking after us no more. We got to survive. Well, we can't even go get a job, so we're going to just go do dumb shit. And I know there's a lot of people out there that you're so frustrated, you're struggling right now, in the now, and you don't quite realize, like, it's kind of hard to see how the bridge is connected, how there's a thread that goes from today all the way back to many, many, many years ago. And it's one of the sad things about the people I've worked with, men and women alike, is a lot of these things, it's either a lot of violence and abuse, or it's sexual. And that's men and women, that's boys and girls. And what I do know is that I've been given an opportunity to help people. And I know that the help that I'm offering to people isn't just saying, hey, let's work together for the rest of your life. No, it's saying, let's work together to get you the results, to give you the freedom that you truly desire, so that you can fully step into the best version of yourself and take the power. Listen to this. Understand that you have the power to edit and revise your past, to set everyone free that's hurt you. Takes a lot of courage, takes a lot of strength to do that. And you have the ability from this moment forward to write the most incredible story ever told. The most incredible transformational story ever told. All your dreams, all your desires coming into fruition. And it becomes that much more possible for that to even be a reality by you letting go of all the baggage from your past. And primarily, the thing that we need to let go of isn't just the pain that's in our bodies, the emotional wounding that we have from these situations and circumstances. You need to find the courage to forgive and let go of people that have caused you great harm. And the only way that I believe that this is possible is for you to not only just be a patron saint and, I've done all that stuff, but to truly, the way I believe that this is possible is for you to wake up and realize that this is a part of the story. This is how it was supposed to be. You chose for that person at a soul level to cause you harm. You guys made an agreement, a soul contract to do this to each other. And the reason why I believe that that's so plausible, it feels the realest to me. If you aren't getting down with what I'm putting down, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, so be it. So be it. I hope you find what you're looking for. This has given me incredible empowerment, incredible clarity as to all the dots. It's like looking up at that starry night sky and not just seeing constellations, but seeing the most incredible picture. Finally crystal clear. He agrees. The Ravens agree with me. See? He's saying, yep, that guy knows what he's talking about. And here's the thing, maybe you can know if I know what I'm talking about is being true. Sometimes the truth, it hits different. It hits deeper. And the thing is I wouldn't be still getting on here if I wasn't really actually living this thing out. Like, I am still finding deeper and deeper levels of healing right now. And the beautiful thing about my experience is, as a teacher, as a healer, as someone that truly does care about helping other people along their life paths, that I truly do believe that all the experiences that I've had that have actually benefited me and given me real results, not kept me stuck trying the same things over and over again, hoping for something new to happen, but literally seeing progress, even just a little bit, is I'm going to be able to help you consolidate and condense and expedite your healing process. I truly do believe that this is what's happening. So even though it's taken me 13 years, right? 13 years to get to this place, it's not going to take you 13 years. I believe you can do it in 13 weeks. But it starts here and it starts now. And even though I can tell you, you can see drastic transformation in 13 weeks, the thing I can't tell you is that after 13 weeks, you can just kick everything to the side as if you wouldn't fall back to where you came from, because you will. And that is the most important part of this journey, is that you gotta stay locked in so that you can truly unfold all of the incredible things that are meant for you to experience in this life. And it doesn't matter if you think you're too old or you're too this or too that. Those are limiting beliefs. You need to be able to give yourself permission to embrace unlimited possibilities. That today could be the greatest day of your life, that the greatest winning streak of your life could start now, and it really just starts with the mental shift. And maybe some of you are finally hearing this message, which is not popular. I know it's not popular yet. I say yet, because I truly do believe every single soul, which means every single person on this planet, is meant to experience what I am speaking about. We are meant to truly transcend our pain, our emotional suffering, transcend the grief, transcend the guilt, the shame, the anger, the pride, the apathy. And if you're ready to do this, reach out. Greg@resultskillexcuses.com. importantto.com. I'm here for you. We can sit back for 90 minutes, have a strategy session, right? Talk about where you're at, where you want to go, what you've been through, how ready you are to truly start getting some traction in your life. And then obviously, it would make the most sense that in one 90-minute session, right? Yeah, you're going to look in the mirror. You're going to have some courage. It takes a lot of courage even to just reach out. But clearly, what my hope is that you're somebody that's going to find the courage and being willing to make the investment to hire me as your accountability partner throughout this transformational process. And when it comes to that, what I do is 3-month and 6-month programs. I highly recommend starting with 3 months. I highly recommend, if you're really serious, that you would be someone willing to meet with me once every week. Although I do have clients that only want to meet every other week, it feels like there's a big gap there. And so the choice is yours. You can try and figure this out on your own, and I commend you for that. Or you can do what I did 13 years ago when I hit rock bottom, is I started asking for help. I started questioning my life's decisions. I started realizing what was causing a lot of my problems, and I knew that alcohol had to go, marijuana had to go, and my pride and ego needed to take a back seat because I needed to ask for some help. I knew I couldn't do this alone. I knew I had to do the work on my own. I had to ask, right? A lot of you need like someone to make the call for you. You can't do it that way. Find the courage to make the call. Ask for the help. You're the person that's going to benefit most. And the beautiful thing is other people around you will also benefit. But this is about you. No, you can't do the work for someone else, and they can't do it for you, right? If I could, I would do the work for all of you guys, but I can't. But I will walk out some of your life with you, encouraging you, coaching you, training you, and showing you what has worked for me. What is absolutely working for me to this day. It's incredible. It's incredible, but it takes a tremendous amount of courage. And I know you got it in you. I know you got it in you, but I also know that this world is going to give you every reason to never actually start doing the work until a crisis happens. When crisis happens, when the shit hits the fan, that's when we're ready. And the sad thing is I've helped a lot of people post-crisis, and guess what? Quick fixes. Y'all want quick fixes, right? As soon as it starts to improve, as soon as, the distress eases, and you start to feel a little more stability from underneath you, you basically say, oh, good, I'm there. I got it, man. I got it. And it's like, okay. That's always been one of my methodologies, whether as a friend, as a lover, as an employer, right? As a mentor, as a father. I like giving people rope. Take as much rope as you want, man. I'm giving you rope. Take all the rope you need, because I want to see what you're going to do with the rope, right? I have enough confidence that let people show you who they are. And you're either going to use the rope for a utilitarian purpose, and it's going to be something to help build you up, or, you're going to show that the rope was used to be the end of who you are. And so, in this existence, all the choices are in your hands. The other great thing, though, is Everything you need is inside of you. Now here I am saying, hey, reach out to me, someone outside of you. Well, of course. What you need inside of you is to say, hey, I can't do this on my own. I need help. Right? That's inside of you. Right? To call upon someone that's been through the fires of life, the trials of life, come out the other end with a smile on his face, with peace in his heart, joy in his heart, love in his heart. And that doesn't mean every day's easy peasy lemon squeezy. No. We got lots of challenges to face. But guess what? Every single day is an opportunity to show, to prove, to be better than the version and the person we were yesterday. Which means this journey is about growing stronger every day. A lot of people think the length of the journey means you get older and weaker. But see, that's the old way, that's the old model. Because we're talking about mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical strength. And I can tell you, even there, at 46 years young, I'm more physically powerful than I've ever been. And yet, greater than that is the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual strength that I carry inside of me. Right? The strength of self-discipline, the strength of self-awareness and self-mastery to be able to trust myself, to not worry about controlling myself, but to have enough self-awareness that when a situation arises, I can use words, I can communicate. I don't have to yell and scream and act out of fear of abandonment or rejection or, just whatever other emotions are operating at a subconscious level that used to control me, that used to ruin my life. And I felt so out of fucking control and I couldn't take it anymore. And that's what it took for me to find the strength to do what I am encouraging you to do, which is ask for some help. If it ain't me, get it from somebody that's third party. Don't go to a friend, don't go to a family member. They can't handle you. They're trying to handle their own shit. We all are. Get professional help. Get somebody that certifiably knows what the fuck is going on and is going to talk to you straight. Isn't just going to tell you what you want to hear. It's going to tell you what you need to hear and just really challenge you to become the best version of yourself. That's what's going on right now. That's the power that you have inside of you. That when you reach out for help, guess what? Not everybody's going to be good. But see, that's where a lot of people will give up. You have such high expectations of how other people are that when someone doesn't act and show up the way you want them to, you don't just give up on them, you give up on yourself. That needs to stop. Put that shit in check. It's time to lock in. It's time to really, really start putting in some real work. And if you're ready to do that, download the app, Results Kill Excuses. Right, start getting into the first 5 courses, the self-discovery work, right? If you can really knock out those self-discovery works, you're ready for some big things. And I have got those ready. So don't think that it just ends there. There's a lot more coming down. But ultimately, I would love to work with you one-on-one. I would love for you to, purchase a 1% Better Everyday Journal. If you're really looking for self-accountability, holding yourself accountable, right? Really sorting through life's problems, getting it out of your head onto a piece of paper, setting some goals daily, weekly, monthly, so that you can really start to feel some more sense of self-worth, self-esteem, self-pride, that you're actually accomplishing things in life, that you're not just working hard with nothing to show for it. And if that's something that interests you, the Results Kill Excuses 1% Better Everyday Journal will absolutely strengthen who you are and take you to places that you never realized you could go. And it's easy. It's literally journaling made fun and easy. But it does take you making a daily commitment to start cultivating and developing a morning ritual, a morning routine that is sacred. I talked about it. You can look at the receipts. I think I'm over 2 months, 60 days, every single day, adding like this whole new breath work program, regimen to my morning routine, about an hour long, and it has been the most transformational tool that I've added to my toolbox in a long time. And I would love to share that with you. Reach out to me if you're interested. Greg@resultskillexcuses.com. I love you guys. Thank you to everyone that's been listening to this message. Those of you that take time to comment and really just encourage me to keep going, to keep speaking, that you're listening. I can't tell you how much that means to me. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you so much for taking some time to invest in yourself, hear this message, but don't just hear it, respond. I want to celebrate you, share some victories, some of your personal wins down below in the comments. Let other people know how this message is helping you to become the best version of yourself. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.